If you thought the first Tiger was terrifying, today's beast will leave you speechless. Its armor was thicker, its gun was longer, and its very presence demanded respect, even from people who couldn't care less about tanks. This was the machine soldiers nicknamed the fearsome King Tiger, officially designated Panzerkampfwagen 6 aus B. A tank conceived as the ultimate peak of German engineering, meant to seize back the initiative on the battlefield. But just like its predecessor, it turned out to be not only monstrously powerful, but monstrously flawed. Birth of a monster. After the titanic tank battle at Kursk in 1943, one thing was clear: the glory days of the Tiger I and Panther were fading fast. Soviet tanks were improving at a breathtaking pace. The legendary T-34 was upgraded with the new 85mm ZIS S-53 gun, capable of knocking out German armor at ranges once considered safe. And on the horizon loomed an even greater threat: the IS-2 heavy tank, armed with a massive 122mm cannon. Hitler, ever obsessed with his idea of Wunderwaffe, miracle weapons, demanded a super tank in response. A machine not only to hold Germany's ground, but to change the course of the war. He wanted a symbol of Reich invincibility. German engineers were handed the impossible brief: design a tank impervious to any enemy gun while keeping devastating firepower. Thus began the project Panzerkampfwagen Tiger aus FB, better known as the Tiger II, or Königstiger, the King Tiger. In it, Germany tried to combine the best of its earlier designs. From the Tiger I came overwhelming firepower. From the Panther, the sloped armor plates inspired by the Soviet T-34. Duel of Titans, Part 2. The King Tiger's creation wasn't just an arms race, it was also a drama inside Germany's design bureaus. Just like with the original Tiger, two industrial giants clashed for the contract: Ferdinand Porsche and Henschel. Porsche, always fond of bold and unconventional ideas, proposed a turret built by Krupp. It had a rounded front and a massive flat forehead, inside of which sat the infamous 88mm gun like the jaws of a beast. This became known as the Porsche turret. But it had a critical flaw: its curved shape created weak spots, leaving it vulnerable to direct hits. Henschel's rival design was far more practical. Their turret featured simpler geometry and more effective sloping, which boosted protection and made production easier, crucial in a drawn-out war. In the end, Henschel's turret won out and became the standard for the Tiger II. Even so, about 50 tanks rolled off the line with the Porsche turret, making them the very first Tiger IIs to see combat in 1944. When the Allies encountered them, they had no idea what they were up against. Panic spread as rumors of super tanks being built by the hundreds took hold. Ironically, Porsche once again lost to Henschel, just like with the first Tiger. His designs were bold but overly complex and unreliable, while Henschel thrived on pragmatism and execution. Thus, in the fires of war and ambition, the King Tiger was born, a machine meant to be the Reich's final trump card. The result was staggering: nearly 70 tons of steel, frontal armor up to 180mm thick, side armor up to 80mm, and rear plating that could shrug off most Allied weapons. Its silhouette resembled a moving fortress. At ranges beyond a kilometer, it was practically untouchable. Enemy shells simply bounced off in showers of sparks. Compared to the first Tiger, it looked like an evolution toward absolute defense and long-range firepower. Its main armament, the 88mm KWK-43, was a lengthened, refined version of the Tiger I's famous gun. Even on paper, it inspired dread. Its shells could punch through 200mm of armor at 2 kilometers. For German crews, the tank was both a source of pride and constant frustration. Its sheer weight and mechanical complexity made every sortie a gamble. But to the Allies, first encounters with it brought despair. Their tanks and AT guns couldn't stop it. The only hope was massed artillery or airstrikes. Baptism of Fire, Normandy, 1944. By summer 1944, the war in Europe was reaching its climax. The Allies had landed in Normandy, pushing step by step toward the fall of the Reich. It was there that the King Tiger first entered combat. In July, the 503rd Heavy Tank Battalion received their new Tiger IIs and faced off against Anglo-American forces. Initial clashes confirmed the Allies' worst fears. The King Tiger could shred Shermans and Churchills from over a kilometer away. On July 18th, during Operation Goodwood, over 2,000 Allied aircraft unleashed a storm of bombs. By the end of the day, only a single Tiger II from the 3rd Company of the 503rd remained operational. Yet despite the devastation, the Germans inflicted heavy losses. Near the village of Cogny, Britain's 11th Armored Division lost up to 126 tanks, while the Guards Armored Division lost another 60. The battalion's tankers claimed 40 kills in a single day. But time quickly revealed the myth of invincibility. Just like the Tiger I, the King Tiger was too heavy and temperamental for real war. Weighing more than twice as much as the Soviet T-34, it was painfully sluggish in rough terrain. Normandy's fragile bridges cracked beneath its weight, while soft ground turned into quicksand. Many were abandoned or blown up by their own crews, rather than left as trophies. Its massive Maybach HL-230 V12 struggled to move the beast, plagued by overheating, fires, and breakdowns. Fuel consumption was outrageous, at a time when every drop of gasoline was priceless for the collapsing Reich. Yet despite all its flaws, face-to-face, one-on-one, no Allied tank could defeat it. Even today, one look at this steel monster sends a primal shiver down the spine. And soon, the King Tiger made its way east. Eastern Front, Clash of Giants. On the Western Front, the Allies had no true match for the King Tiger. But in the East, the Soviets fielded the IS-2 heavy tank, boasting an even larger gun, the 122mm D-25T. The King Tiger first appeared on the Eastern Front in August 1944, when the 501st Heavy Tank Battalion was deployed along the Vistula River. At the Sandomierz bridgehead, they met the IS-2s head-on. On August 12, near the village of Ogladov in Poland, a legendary clash unfolded. From ambush, a T-34-85, commanded by Junior Lieutenant Alexander Oskin, destroyed 3 Tiger IIs, earning him the title Hero of the Soviet Union. That battle became textbook proof that even superweapons could fall when misused. But the Tiger II was no pushover. In the same fighting, its long-range guns tore through IS-2s and Su-85s from over a mile away, where Soviet shells often bounced harmlessly off its armor. There are documented cases of lone Tiger IIs holding back advancing Soviet units until reinforcements arrived. By early 1945, they were fighting in Hungary, defending Germany's last oil fields after Romania was lost. During Operation Flillingserwachen near Lake Balaton, Tiger IIs clashed again with IS-2s. At long ranges, their KWK-43 was unmatched, but up close, the IS-2's 122mm shells could smash through even the King Tiger's turret front. And in the muddy spring, many Tigers simply sank, abandoned intact and captured by the Red Army. Tested at Kubinka, Soviet engineers concluded, yes, it was powerful, but far too complex and unreliable for a war of attrition. Even so, no one underestimated it. Crews devised tactics to swarm it, distract it head-on, and strike from the flanks. But it remained a foe worthy of respect. The verdict of history was clear. Yes, the Tiger II was terrifying, a marvel of engineering. But war is not just armor thickness and gun caliber, it's logistics, reliability, and numbers. While Germany built fewer than 500 King Tigers, the Allies churned out thousands of Shermans and T-34s every single month. The Ardennes Offensive, Germany's last gambit. In winter 1944, Germany threw in its final reserves, the Ardennes Offensive. The goal was bold: split the Allied armies, drive them back to the sea, and force peace talks. King Tigers spearheaded elite divisions like the 1st SS Panzer Division Leibstandarte Adolf Hitler and the 2nd SS Panzer Division Das Reich. They were the hammer meant to smash through American defenses near Bastogne. As expected, their shells sliced through Shermans and M36s like butter from over 2 kilometers away. American crews often abandoned their tanks at the mere sight of a King Tiger on the horizon. But the same old problems came back. Narrow roads clogged with heavy armor. Snow and forests turned movement into a nightmare. Some King Tigers broke down or got stuck in villages before ever firing a shot. The Americans quickly learned not to fight them head-on. Instead, they called in artillery, air power, and ambush tactics with bazookas. By January 1945, the offensive had collapsed, and with it, Germany's last hopes in the West. The sunset of the King Tiger. Spring 1945 marked the end. At Henschel's factory in Kassel, Tiger IIs were still rolling off the line, but it was like bailing out a sinking ship. From January 1944 to March 1945, only 489 were built, a drop in the ocean compared to the tens of thousands of T-34s and Shermans. On German soil, the King Tiger still fought. Its appearance was terrifying. Allied soldiers described encounters as shock and paralysis, facing a monster that looked indestructible. But reality always repeated itself. Too few tanks, too little fuel, no air cover. In Berlin's streets, their bulk became a weakness. Engines overheated, gearboxes failed, and with no spare parts or trained crews, many were simply abandoned. Fuel tanks ran dry, and they were left as hulking monuments to defeat, much like the fate of the Tiger I. And yet, despite its short service, the King Tiger lived on as a symbol of German engineering brilliance and tragedy alike. It proved that giant size and a monstrous gun alone don't make a perfect tank. Lessons from the Tiger II shaped the post-war creation of a whole new category, the main battle tank. But that's a story for another video. Legacy. Today, only a handful of Tiger IIs survive in Bovington, UK, La Glaise, Belgium, and Kubinka, Russia. Each one draws crowds of visitors eager not just to see a tank, but to touch a legend. The King Tiger has become a staple of books, films, and video games. It lives on in culture as the ultimate superweapon, the tank that could have changed the war, but didn't. Its silhouette is unmistakable, its name still strikes fear, and many still argue it was the most intimidating tank of World War II. And the ultimate irony? The most powerful German tanks of the war never managed to win it. The lesson of the Tiger I and Tiger II is simple. Sometimes numbers matter more than quality.